Welcome back, everybody. Mike Drop Sports Network. I'm Jason Jacobs, your host, and we're going to be doing a video today on Super Wild Card Weekend, and what a weekend it was in the NFL. Just keeps proving to be the juggernaut that it is, and just draws you in with so much excitement every game. Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays. We'll see how Monday is. 8:15 tonight. Dallas Cowboys square up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tommy Terrific, Dak Prescott. Should be a good game for the NFC. Last game of Super Wild Card Weekend. Let's just dive into that one right now since we're on it. Tommy Terrific, he's got to be the Tommy playoff Tommy, man. If not, Dallas's defense got to come out. They got to force him to run around, get on his feet, not be comfortable in the pocket, and really keep him moving and never let him get on pace, get on rhythm, get on schedule. You don't want him to be there. That's the way you beat Tom. That's the only way you beat Tom. You let him get in rhythm. You let him get on schedule, and you're done. And he's going to pick you apart, and he's going to eat you alive, and he's going to bust some TDs down. It's just what it is. So, Dallas, you need to have solid defense. You need to keep Tommy on the move. You need to really play to your strengths there. And Dak needs to, have a really solid game. He doesn't need to put up a ton of points, but he needs to put up enough points. So that's my little preview. We'll see what happens tonight, and we'll do another quick little episode on that, maybe for tomorrow for everybody, since it wasn't incorporated. Really, we have to wait for tonight's game. So we'll see how that game plays out, Dallas fans and Buccaneer fans. So we'll see what happens there. Let's go to a couple games. We had one Saturday, 49ers, Seahawks. Brock Purdy proves it again, gets them through to the next round. Do you guys like them as the NFC representative? I think it's going to be an Eagles 49ers NFC title game. We'll see how that goes. Eagles fans, Niners fans, look out. You got some juggernaut teams. So moving on, 49ers, let's go. Divisional round. Ain't much to talk about there. They got through their week game against Seattle. Geno Smith didn't get it done. He needed to get it done. He needs a playoff win if he wants to take that next step into the quarterback stratosphere. Next game that we're gonna get on there, New York, Minnesota. Good game. Back and forth. Kirk Cousins, Danny Dimes. Really had a good game. Really had a fun, crazy. You had Barkley running. I'm trying to find a little bit more information on that game there too. So just to let you guys know, I was looking at that. But Barkley, what a game he had. He was solid. You had Kirk Cousins. He was solid too, I thought, in what I watched of that game. And it was a 31-24 final. I just wanted to be an exact on the score. That's why I was looking it up. So I forgot to write that down. So you had the 13-4 now. Minnesota Vikings playing the 9-7-1 New York Giants, and the New York Giants came in there. They pulled it out. I thought, Danny Dimes was Danny Dimes. I thought that was his best game that he's played. So let's move on here. You had the Giants moving on, man. 9-7-1. Let's see what they can do moving forward. And who wants to play a team like that? The Giants are that team in the NFC now, I think. And then you have the Jags that are that team in the AFC. And those are your two Cinderella teams. Who really wants to play those teams? I really don't, because you never know. I'd rather be lucky than good. So just moving on, you have the Giants. They're moving on. So we'll see here. All right. We'll move on to the next game that I was watching, and I watched every one. And the Jags versus the Chargers. 30 points. Oh, my Lord. How do you lose that, Staley? Come on. They got to get rid of that guy. He's terrible. He makes poor decisions, too. I think it's time for him to go. He's good regular season, but he's not a big game coach. He just doesn't. Sometimes it's just, yeah, I know you're going off numbers and stuff like that, but you got to play in the NFL off a feel. You got to feel the game. And then the numbers don't matter sometimes. It just doesn't. You got to feel. You got to have feel for the game. You got to come in with solid game plans. You have to execute to the best of your ability, and then you need a little luck and a little feel from the coach in critical moments to move you on. You have to have that. And there's more than 3 phases to football. There's a 4th phase, and that is the coaching, because they can burn you or they can kind of help you. They can't never win the game for you because they just can't. I don't think that the coaches play that much of a variable into it, but they can sure lose you a game real easy, real easy. So, Jags, Trevor Lawrence told Dougie P, hold my beer, bro. I know I threw 4 picks, but I'm going out there and I'm going to win this game in the second half. Did he? You bet. He came in there, crushed them, smacked that ass, sent them home. Justin Herbert, another year, going home, sitting on the couch. At least he made it a week further this year. You know, sorry, buddy, you're a hell of a ball player, but man, you gotta break up with Staley. He's got to move on, and the Chargers brass maybe needs to evaluate what's going on there, maybe adjust him a little bit or adjust him up on out of there. Get him out of there. Thank you, Los Angeles Chargers brass. Get him up out of there and maybe make the Chargers fans get to the second round of the playoffs for once. So give them their Super Bowl. All right. And Trevor Lawrence really showed that he's a first round pick and he's a big time guy. In the first half, he played the worst half of football I ever seen, first quarter or so. Oh my God, he sucked so bad. 4 interceptions, horrible. And then he come out and he showed you why he was the number 1 pick. And I think maybe he just needed to get his nerves settled down a little bit. First playoff game. But this kid's been on big stages before, so I'm not sure what was really going on. But anyway, he pulled it through. Travis Etienne played tough, really tough, mutter, running the ball. That 4th down play he had at the end to set that field goal up, that was something special to watch. They really did good with that. Doug Petterson, is he the coach of the year candidate? I sure think so with it. I really do think that you go in and you take such a scrub franchise such as the Jacksonville Jaguars and you turn them into something special moving into the divisional round of the playoffs. You deserve coach of the year. That's a heck of a job because they usually suck. I mean, come on. They're always bottom of the barrel. You go play a game there and it's Steeler fans. Like when we go play there, it's Steeler fans the whole way through. So I'm sure it's like that all the time. I'm sure they don't have a big draw. I mean, the crowd looked decent for the playoff game, but I'm sure on a regular basis, you're not having a huge draw there in Jacksonville. But Dougie P, coach of the year, Trevor Lawrence, real deal. Jags could be that Cinderella story moving forward in the AFC divisional playoff round. We'll see how it keeps going with that. Moving on here. Let's go to the Bills-Dolphins game. Thompson, Allen, slugging it out. Big game, close game at the end. Josh Allen threw a haymaker out of the start, got him up 17-0. Looked like they were going to put the ass whooping to him. And, well, excuse my French, sorry about that, guys. But anyway, Josh Allen laid the lumber to him. He threw his best shot at that defense and went up 17 points, looking like they're in the driver's seat. And then here come them Miami Dolphins chipping away, and just kept coming back. Wouldn't go away. They look pretty damn good whenever they were getting there doing that. Just chipping away, and that's what you got to do. And I want to apologize to the Dolphins fans because I really ragged on them and thought that they had no chance, and they went up there and they really put on a show. And I think that that's something to be proud of moving forward for you Dolphin fans, and something to build on for next season, because with a 19th string quarterback, you sure showed up, and sure showed up in big fashion. So something to really take home there, Miami Dolphins fans. But Josh Allen, just when the Dolphins thought, hey, we got him on the ropes, guys, let's deliver that knockout blow, he comes up with these bombs. He just throws deep shots whenever, however he wants, with accuracy. And then your defensive scheme has to respect his legs, respect that running game, respect the short to intermediate stuff. How do you contend, and how do you guard also the deep ball? What do you do to game plan against all of those things for Josh Allen? Because it's tough, because he can kill you with his legs and he'll run you over like a fullback. So what do you do? What do defenses do moving forward here in the playoffs to control something like that? Because I don't think you can do much. I like them. They're my pick out of the AFC. I think that they're going to make it. Man, the Jags scare you, though. I hate to say it. Just keep watching those Jags. I think they might be the Cinderella. But anyway, Josh Allen, Bills Mafia, you got a player there. You got a generational quarterback. You had Jim Kelly, and now you have Josh Allen, and it took you a long time to get there. And I'm happy for you guys, Bills Mafia, one of the greatest fan bases out there in the NFL and all sports. They're really diehard, really passionate. You can see, you can hear how loud it is on TV. I've never personally been there to Orchard Park, so I don't know. But when the Bills are good, I know they're there, man. 10 foot of snow, they're there, dude. And they're out there throwing each other through tables, getting hammered, drunk, doing all that crazy stuff. So Bills Mafia, props to you. You guys, this is your best chance that you've had in a very, very long time to get it to the top. And this could be your year, Bills fans. This could be finally your year. Scott Norwood could finally be erased out of your head, and Jim Kelly could finally have some rest and some ease for his heart for never winning a Super Bowl. If Josh Allen can come through for you Bills Mafia people. So Bills moving on. Dolphins, great showing. But Bills moving on to the next round. And let's go to what I think was one of the better games. Bengals, Ravens, AFC North, knockout fight, heavyweight fight, third time they played. So you're very familiar with each other. So it's really hard to game plan. It's really hard to come up with something new to throw at that team that's seen you 20 million times. So it's really hard to play that. So these games are always going to be close, within 2-3 points of each other. And the teams are so familiar and so really in tune with each other. There's nothing you can really do besides knock each other out and hit each other as hard as you can. And hopefully somebody makes that big mistake. And that's what changes those games. And we've seen that with Hubbard, 98 yards to the house for a tutty. 98 yards, knocked that ball out of Huntley's hands when the Ravens were about to take control of that playoff game and possibly put it away and win. You know, they had some time to defend it, but man, they would have had some momentum going for him. Huntley would have been feeling good. Huntley played decent, 226 in the air, 2 tutties, 1 interception. He had a 92 passer rating. You had Joe Burrow, not his best states statistically, only 209 in the air. He had a rushing touchdown. Also, he had a thrown touchdown to, I believe, Jamar Chase, 99.6 passer rating. So what a close matchup, and they always are. And every team that comes out of the AFC North in the playoff, which is usually 2 or 3 teams that are in it, usually at least 2 all the time. 2 of those teams are going to be in that playoff picture. But you are so battle tested, so beat down most of the time, just beat down from them games. But you are so battle tested because during a regular week in the AFC North, when you're playing divisional games, it's like a playoff game. It's playoff atmosphere. Every point counts. You're so familiar with the teams. And hey, Baltimore, you came to play. You looked okay. I thought you had a great chance to win. Tyler Huntley blew it. You needed Lamar Jackson. Lamar's probably never going to be in a Baltimore uniform again. Sorry to hear it. I think the Jets are going to make that big money offer, dude. They're going to throw all that cash. He's going to go there. He has no allegiance to you guys. You see that. He's a good guy. He's a good, teammate when he's there. But he didn't even travel with the Ravens. So that should just tell you guys something here. That Lamar is probably ready to walk, because you should have paid him last summer, man. You should have. It is what it is. You knew what you had. You knew what you needed to do. And now, whenever that episode that I put out called Nightmare Episodes, which we're going to do some more teams on that too, I told you guys what the nightmare scenario was about to be. And Lamar Jackson walking, your nightmare scenario is about to play out for you guys. And go listen to my other video, Nightmare Scenario, about Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. And that'll tell you some more of what I think is going to happen. And you guys are about to walk a dark path unless you get lucky in the draft or free agency and get somebody else in there that can guide this team, because you do have a solid defense. You have solid special teams. You have solid players on offense around any type of quarterback that can come in. Huntley keeps you in games, but he can't win you games. Let's face it. He's not that guy. He's just not. He's a serviceable backup. You can put him in when you need to, but he is not that guy that when it comes down to crunch time, he's not going to get you that W. He's not going to move you in the playoffs. He's not going to get you to the promised land. Sorry, Baltimore, but it's not your time now. You let that time pass you. You let it pass you. The ownership in Baltimore should be ashamed. They're usually a top shelf organization, and they usually know what they have. And maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe they do. And maybe they realize like Lamar takes a beating usually and he's not going to last, so they need to just enjoy what they had with him and franchise him if they want to keep him one more year. Or maybe they just don't care. I don't know. That's a touchy situation. And when you have your mother as your agent, it's so emotional, and I don't know how you could ever, ever, ever get a deal done when you are so intimately involved in those numbers. That's why it's good to have an agent. Just go, talk about that stuff so you don't get the tension and you don't get to hear the things that are being said about you. You don't feel that heated discussion. You're not going to get the hard truths that are said to, your agent. They keep that between themselves. They work on the deal. They work on the money. And then there you go. But anyway, Baltimore fans, it might be a dark and lonely road you're about to travel without Lamar Jackson. So we shall see. Everybody, that's about it for me, and just a little bit quick synopsis of NFL Super Wild Card Weekend still going on tonight. So let's hope for another great game tonight at 8:15. Tune in. Let's see. Let's finish watching this NFL Wild Card Weekend to get set up for the divisional round, which we'll have a preview on this channel, Mike Drop Sports, for the AFC and the NFC divisional rounds. Who to like, who to play, who to bet on, who to like, and who's going to move on to the next round of the playoffs, and what's the teams you guys like. Put it in the comments. Let me know some feelings that you guys have about the NFL playoffs and what's transpired, and who you think could be the Cinderella spoiler. Who do you think could be the big name team that just runs through everybody and we know is going to get to the playoff or to the Super Bowl? So let me know, guys. Put it in the video. I'm working hard for you guys on this content. Trying to do my research, trying to do my homework, trying to improve the quality of the videos. So I ask that you go and subscribe and like my videos and comment on my videos especially. That's the most important part, is comment on those videos and give me some topics that you guys are interested in and team names and things that you want to talk about and hear more about, and I'll educate myself on it and try to bring you that content. So subscribe, and let's try to build the community up, guys. And let's get as many shares out there also. So let's do it. And I'll see you guys on the next one, and have a great